behind things known. Discover mysteries rear. Thou shalt be one with God's bare reality and the miraculous world he has become, and the diviner miracle still to be, when nature, who is now unconscious God, translucent grows to the eternal's light, her seeing his sight, her walk his steps of power, and life is filled with a spiritual joy, and matter is the Spirit's willing bride.
Savitri, the poem, the word of Sri Aurobindo, is the cosmic answer to the cosmic question. And Savitri, the person, the Godhead, the divine woman, is the divine's response to the human aspiration.
One can think of Savitri as the essence or the summary of everything that Sri Aurobindo has ever written upon. Or one can look at all his other writings as a commentary on Savitri.
And if you would ask me, what to you is Savitri? I would say is the book of promise. Of somebody who knew, who had gone very far, much farther than people normally assume, and who wrote the promise for mankind.
This knowledge first he had of time-born men, admitted through a curtain of bright mind that hangs between our thoughts and absolute sight. He found the occult cave, the mystic door near to the well of vision in the soul, and entered where the wings of glory brood, in the silent space where all is forever known.
A vastness brooded free from sense of space, an everlastingness cut off from time, a stillness absolute, incommunicable. Here seems to be the end of the quest, and one would fain stay there ever and ever in that status, occult, impenetrable, infinite, eternal, unthinkable, alone.
So if we really want to know the complete truth and the uttermost truth of our being, we have to go to the unknowable. Shraddhavan is quite clear on this. It is some utter truth of what we are.
Yes, there are happy ways near to God's Son, but few are they who tread the sunlit path. Only the pure in soul can walk in light. An exit is shown, a road of hard escape from the sorrow and the darkness and the chain. But how shall a few escaped release the world? The human mass lingers beneath the yoke. Escape, however high, redeems not life, life that is left behind on a fallen earth.
Because all things are global. The divine is global, evolution is global, man is global, and every single act and every atom is global because the divine is in it. All aspects are there, all possibilities are there. It's the foundation of the yoga of Sri Aurobindo and the Mother.
So we have to go beyond the mind, reach to the supermind, get hold of the knowledge of the unknowable by which you can know the unknowable. Sri Aurobindo says in another passage in the Life Divine, the unknowable is not utterly unknowable. So whenever it says unknowable, we mean unknowable to the mind.
Draw back from the surface, withdraw deep within, and enter, 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 go down, down, down into a very deep hole, silent, immobile. And there's a kind of something warm, quiet, rich in substance, and very still, and very full, like a sweetness. That is the soul.
The ego is dead. We are free from being and care. We have done with birth and death, and work and fate. This is the voice. We are free now. Encounter, O soul, it is too early to rejoice. Thou hast reached the boundless silence of the self. Thou hast leaped into a glad divine abyss. But where hast thou thrown self's mission, soul's power? On what dead bank on the eternal's road? Hasavati veers round, a new perception, a new consciousness begins to open within him. A new urge moves him. I hope this is all Sri Aurobindo's experience.
Although light grows on earth and night recedes, yet till the evil is slain in its own home, and light invades the world's inconscient base, and perished has the adversary force, he still must labor on, his work half done.
And you see how in this 20th century, the body of mankind has literally been lacerated, murdered, the body of mankind, for something that is to give birth. Something essential. If you don't interpret the 20th century as such, you cannot give any interpretation to it. And the Mother has said the whole of the 20th century is one war. And they were in the front of it, the warrior. And she, of course, always avec l'épée de la vérité, l'épée de lumière, the sword of truth, the sword of light.
The ignorant, incomplete human life upon earth, as we sometimes think, is not the be-all and end-all of the life here. That life has to evolve into a life of light and love and joy. Perfect here below.
Spirit and body thrilled, identified, linked in the grasp of an unspoken joy. Mind, members, life were merged in ecstasy. Intoxicated as with a nectarous rain, his nature's passioning stretches flowed to her, flashing with lightnings, mad with luminous wine. All was a limitless sea that heaved to the moon. A divinizing stream possessed his veins. His body's cells awoke to spirit sense. Each nerve became a burning thread of joy. Tissue and flesh partook beatitude.
Nature, as it is now, will be transmuted into a new power and radiant substance. Ashwapati is filled with this new urge and inspired by this new vision. He sees and understands now the truth of his life, the goal that has to be achieved, the great dream that has to be realized here upon earth in and through matter.
Consent to be nothing and none. Dissolve time's work. Cast off thy mind. Step back from form and name. Annul thyself, that only God may be.